Here's my pirate deck with Admiral Brass, a little more in depth. So we got Admiral Beckett Brass as the commander. She'll buff them. They get +1/+1 for your pirates. At the beginning of your end step, gain control of target non-land permanent controlled by a player who is dealt combat damage by 3 or more pirates this turn. So, in the end, that's what we're going to do. Steal stuff. Another card that steals, Enthralling Hold. You control an enchanted creature. You can't choose an untapped creature. We've also got Entrancing Melody. Gain control of target creature. And we've got Confiscate. Gain control of target permanent. I consider these like removal spells, stealing stuff, but you get to use them. A couple of other removals are Hex, destroy 6 target creatures, and Mutiny. Target creature opponent controls deals damage equal to its power to another target creature that player controls. That's just a little bit of the stealing removal cards that are in the deck. The big thing in this deck is to make things hard to block or unblockable. So we've got Word of Binding. Pay X black. X target creatures become tapped. That way your opponents can't block. We've also got Bluster Squall. A tap target creature you don't control. You may overload it for 4. 3 generic and a blue. And then you could tap each creature you don't control. We've also got Gridlock. X and a blue. Tap X target non-land permanents. And just for fun, we put in Siren's Call. So all of opponent's creatures that can attack must do so. Any non-wall creatures that cannot attack are killed at the end of turn. It's a fun little tricky board wipe. We've got Merchant Raiders. Whenever Merchant Raiders or another pirate enters the battlefield under your control, tap up to 1 target creature. The creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Merchant Raiders. And Warkite Marauder. Whenever Warkite Marauder attacks, target creature defending player controls loses all abilities and has power and toughness of 0/1. Make it easier for your pirates to get through with damage. Some more cards to make it hard to block. We've got Enchant Creature, Fear. Target creature cannot be blocked by any creatures except black. And Artifact creatures. We have Gruesome Deformity. Enchanting a creature, giving it Intimidate. It can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and or creatures that share a color with it. Vela, the Nightclad. She's got Intimidate, but other creatures you control have Intimidate. She also has another creature you control leaves the battlefield. Each opponent loses 1 life. We're mainly using it for the Intimidate. We have Captain's Hook. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and is a pirate in addition to its other types. Whenever a Captain's Hook becomes unattached from a permanent, destroy that permanent. So later on I will show that I have Captivating Crew. So we can steal a creature, put Captain's Hook on it, make it a pirate, so we got an additional pirate attacking. And when you give it back, you can re-equip this to something else and destroy that creature. Or wait until you steal another creature to do it. But Menace. Menace is the important part. You have Carrie Sev. She has Menace. She also creates a 2/1 red monkey. We've got the Fathom Fleet Captain. He has Menace. And when Fathom Fleet Captain attacks, if you control another non-token pirate, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 2/2 black pirate creature token with Menace. Frontier Warmonger. Whenever one or more creatures attack one of your opponents or a planeswalker they control, those creatures gain Menace. Goblin War Drums. Creatures you control have Menace. Getting a bit of a theme here. Menace. Just for fun, we put in the Labyrinth Raptor. Whenever a creature you control with Menace becomes blocked, defending players sacrifices a creature blocking. That makes Menace a little bit scarier. As well as the Howlbonder. He's got Menace, and each creature you control with Menace can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures, making Menace quite a bit better. Aside from making it hard to block with Menace and Intimidate, we've put in some things that'll make it unblockable. Moo Yanling. If you +2 target creature can't be blocked this turn. You can -3 for drawing 2 cards, or -10 to tap all creatures your opponents control. You may take an extra turn after this one. You'll mostly be using it to target so target creature can't be blocked. If you can get to that -10 one, even better. Got the Azure Fleet Admiral. When it enters the battlefield, become the Monarch. If somebody else becomes the Monarch, the Azure Fleet Admiral can't be blocked by creatures the Monarch controls. Departed Deckhand. Unfortunately, if it becomes the target of a spell, sacrifice it, but Departed Deckhand can't be blocked except by spirits. So hopefully you're not going against the spirit deck. Slippery Scoundrel. It's got Ascend. If you control 10 or more permanents, you get the City's Blessing. As long as you have the City's Blessing, Slippery Scoundrel has hexproof and can't be blocked. We've got Daring Saboteur. You have to pay 2 and a blue, but then Daring Saboteur can't be blocked. When Daring Saboteur deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, you must discard one. We've got Stormfleet Sprinter with haste. Stormfleet Sprinter can't be blocked. Then we've got some enchant creatures. Cloak of Mist. Enchanted creature can't be blocked. Ether Tunnel. Enchanted creature gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked. And Aqueous Forum. Enchanted creature can't be blocked. You also get the benefit of enchanted creature attacks, scry 1. So what else do we like doing in this deck? Well, let's make some tokens of creatures that can't be blocked, or that have Menace, or that have Intimidate. Stolen Identity. Put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of target artifact or creature as Cipher, so then you can exile this card and code it on a creature you control. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player, its controller may cast a copy of the embedded card without paying the mana cost. So we're just going to make some tokens of unblockable creatures or hard to block creatures. Reflections of Legira, if you're able to get that out. You're going to choose Pirates as the creature type. So whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, copy that spell. 2 Pirates for the price of 1. We've got Time Stream Navigator. It has Ascend, so you can get the City's Blessing again. If you pay 2 and 2 blue and tap it, put Time Stream Navigator at the bottom of its owner's library, take an extra turn after this one. So potentially you'll get 2 turns, even better than 2 combats. And we've got Port Raiser. Whenever Port Raiser deals combat damage to a player, untap each creature you control. After this combat phase, there is an additional combat phase. Port Raiser can't attack a player that it has already attacked this turn. If you make copies of Port Raiser, you might have plenty of Port Raisers to spare for plenty of combat steps. Protein Raider. If you attacked with a creature this turn, you may have Protein Raider enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield. More than likely, you're going to copy your own unblockable creatures or menace creatures, as well as Pirated Copy. You may have Pirated Copy enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it's a pirate in addition to its other types, and has, whenever this creature or another creature with the same name deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. This one you can use to copy somebody else's creature, because it's going to be a pirate, and let you draw cards. So, of course, we can't forget, what else do pirates like doing or like having? Pirates like having treasure. So we've got Treasure Vault. If you pay XX and tap it, you can sacrifice Treasure Vault and create X treasure tokens. I'm sure some of you know where this is going. We've got a treasure map. You get to scry 1, put a landmark counter on treasure map, and if there are 3 or more landmark counters on it, remove those counters, transform treasure map, and create 3 colorless treasure artifact tokens. And when it flips, you're going to have yourself another land. You could sacrifice a treasure to draw a card. Just gives you some options. Hit the Mother Lode. It's a little costly, but it has Discover 10. If the discovered card's mana value is less than 10, create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to the difference. So you're either going to be, well, most likely you're going to be casting a spell and making treasure. You've got Ruthless Knave. Pay 3, sacrifice a creature. You can create 2 colorless treasure artifact tokens. You can also sacrifice 3 treasures to draw a card. You can sacrifice maybe one of the stolen creatures that you got. We put in a Gold Vein Pick. It's equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. And whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure. Should be I won't say easy, but it should be pretty high chance of doing that because of the unblockable and the menace. We also have Prying Blade. It gets creature +1/+0, and whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a colorless treasure artifact token. Very similar to Gold Vein Pick. A little inverse though. Gold Vein Pick costs 2, the equip cost is 1, whereas Prying Blade cost 1, equip cost is 2. You got Malcolm. He's got flying. Whenever one or more pirates you control deal combat damage to your opponent, or deal damage to your opponent, you create a treasure token for each opponent dealt damage. Just more ways to create treasure. Can't be creating treasure without Captain Lannery Storm. She's got haste. And whenever she attacks, create a colorless treasure artifact token. Whenever you sacrifice a treasure, Captain Lannery Storm gets +1/+0 till end of turn. I really want her for that treasure creation. Ragavan, Nimble Pilferer. Or if you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack. Whenever a Ragavan, Nimble Pilferer, deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library. Until end of turn, you may cast that card. So you get a treasure token and the option to cast one of your opponent's cards. What's a pirate without a pet dragon? Goldspan Dragon. It's got flying and haste. When the Goldspan Dragon attacks or becomes target of a spell, you get to create a treasure token. What's nice about this one is treasures you control have tap to sacrifice this artifact and add 2 mana of any one color. Double the value of your treasures. So I do have Hull Breacher in here, which is banned. My play group, they don't care because this isn't a combo piece. It just does what it says on the card. If an opponent would draw a card, except the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, instead you create a treasure. Just me creating treasure. But if you don't want to play with a banned card or people won't allow you to, you can swap it out for Grizzly Transformation. Grizzly Transformation enters, you get to draw a card. An enchanted creature has Intimidate. Just adding another Intimidate card and taking out that treasure creating card. And this here is our alternate win con, Revel in Riches. Whenever a creature an opponent control dies, create a treasure token, so more treasure generation. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more treasures, you win the game. So it's a good little alternate win con in there. How could you not have this when you're playing Pirates? Here are a few more miscellaneous pirates in the deck. You've got the Deadeye Brawler. It's got Ascend, and if you have the City's Blessing and he deals combat damage to a player, you get to draw a card. And Dire Fleet Poisoner, Flash, Death Touch. When it enters the battlefield, target attacking pirate you control gets +1/+1 until that and gains Death Touch. Dire Fleet Captain. Whenever Dire Fleet Captain attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other attacking pirate. It's just a get big pirate. Breaches. Breaches as Menace. Breaches probably should have been in the Menace pile. Whenever one or more pirates you control deal damage to your opponent, Exile top card of each of those opponent's libraries. You may play those cards this turn, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast those spells. Another way to kind of steal things. Captivating Crew, pay 3 in a red. Gain control of target creature and opponent controls till end of turn. Untap that creature, it gains haste till end of turn. Activate this ability anytime you can cast sorcery. Direfleet Ravager. It's got Menace and Death Touch. When it enters the battlefield, each player loses a third of his or her life, rounded up. So, if you are getting through a lot of combat damage, this could be a race to the finish. We've got some buffs in here. A Direfleet Neckbreaker. Attacking pirates you control get +2/+0. A Fell Flagship. You could crew it, and when Fell Flagship deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card. But I mostly just put it in for the pirates you control get +1/+0. Corsair Captain. When Corsair Captain enters the battlefield, create a treasure. There's another treasure for you. And other pirates you control get +1/+1. And Captain Vargas Wrath. Whenever Captain Vargas Wrath attacks, pirates you control get +1/+1 till end of turn for each time you've cast a commander from the command zone this game. Here are a few more miscellaneous cards. We got the Nyx Lotus. It enters tapped, but you can tap it, choose a color, add an amount of mana of that color equal to your devotion to that color. So a little bit of mana ramp there if you don't want to be using your treasures. Thematic Compass. Pay 3, tap it, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 7 or more lands, transform Thematic Compass. So you'll get yourself a land. And second ability is nice. You can untap target attacking creature and opponent controls and remove it from combat. Protect yourself. We got Conqueror's Galleon because it's a cool ship. It's a 2/10. When Conqueror's Galleon attacks, exile it at the end of combat, then return it to the battlefield transformed. Again, you'll be creating a land. Besides a colorless mana, you could pay 2, tap it to draw a card, then discard a card, or pay 4 to tap it to draw a card, or pay 6 to tap it to return target card from your grave to your hand. So it just gives you some options. A little bit of protection. You could put this on Admiral Brass. Enchanted creature can't be the target of spells or abilities. Diplomatic immunity can't be the target of spells or abilities. We've got a pet owl, besides a pet dragon and a pet monkey. We got Esior. Flying. Spells your opponents cast that target 1 or more commanders you control cost 3 more to cast. So either they have to remove Esior or they gotta pay the extra 3 to target Admiral Brass. We got Forerunner of the Coalition. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a pirate card, so you essentially have a tutor. Whenever another pirate enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses a life. And we've got the tutor Scheming Symmetry. Choose 2 target players. Each of them searches their library for a card, then shuffles their library and puts the card on top of it. And that would be my more in-depth explanation of the Admiral Brass pirate deck. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.